We as people tend to think about problems in a very direct manner. So if you have a horse like this one who's afraid of a yellow ball, we tend to just think that we take the yellow ball and we go directly up to them and we are going to make this horse used to this yellow ball. But from a horse's point of view, that triggers their flight instincts right away because something that they are not confident with or not sure about is coming directly towards them. To a horse, that's a very threatening situation. But instead, if we take a step back and try to think, what can we do here to help the horse be confident about this yellow ball and actually want to take contact with it and to investigate it? Horses have to put up with a lot of different potentially scary things in our human world that they would never have to deal with in the wild. So it's very important to do this kind of training with horses to increase their confidence and to replace instinctive reactions with more useful responses. And that when they feel scared or nervous, they have established response patterns that will be more useful to them and less dangerous for us, so that we can kind of keep ourselves and our horses safe. And I chose to do this one in Liberty. I actually prefer doing these things at Liberty because, as you can see, then it's very apparent when it's too much for the horse. And I think it's very important to honor that and to see that, okay, we approached too soon, too fast, so we need to adjust a little bit, we need to slow down a little bit, and then find the threshold where the horse feels overwhelmed. We have to approach their boundaries, but we should never overwhelm them. So with this yellow ball now, I just chose to kind of let it roll around. It's windy, so it moves around a lot, which is actually a good thing. And I'm just asking her to walk with me. I'm not really focusing about the ball. I'm just asking her to walk with me, but I stop her before she wants to stop herself. And that will help her gain confidence about the situation because she will then realize that I'm not trying to push her to the yellow ball, and it will make her relax faster and get curious about the yellow ball. So there she just on her own went up and touched the ball herself. So I turn around and I go away from it again. It's very tempting to, when the horse finally does something, like finally they get in, they approach the trailer, for example, we are very inclined to just keep going. But if you do the opposite, you will take away more tension and you will make it more likely that they will try again next time. So we approach the ball again. She's a little skeptical, but she's quite relaxed now. And I'm just asking her, I'm not asking her to touch it, I'm not asking her to do anything, I'm asking her to try something. Doesn't matter to me what it is. And she just chose to go behind it and around it, which is fine. And then, as you can see, it took less last time because she keeps experiencing that she's not going to be pushed. She's getting the time to think and solve the problem on her own. I'm just moving it around a bit and then asking her to walk, just to familiarize with the way that this thing moves, because she doesn't know. It's, we know how a ball moves. We know that it's just dependent on, physical laws to move, like wind or someone else moving it. But she doesn't know that. She doesn't know what it is, and she doesn't know what it might do. So I'm just moving it in front of her, the same way that we did with the dinosaur and the other horse. I'm moving it away from her and just asking her to follow me and follow the ball. And again, body language is so important. It's so important that we have the right mindset, that we have a calmness about us, and that we don't escalate pressure and we don't push them. They very easily tune into energy, to other creatures around them, and they are not afraid of predators. For example, they are just afraid of predators when they go into hunting mode. A flock of zebras can graze near a lion pack that is sleeping, but once they get up and start to prowl, they will get out of there. So they are very sensitive to energy and body language, and it's very important that we use that to help the horses feel relaxed. And what that means is that our body language is predictable, is calm, it's non-threatening, it's sort of quiet, but also very confident. Like if the horse spooks or something, it doesn't affect us. We are as stable as always, and we are unaffected by the horse's mental state. We want to draw the horse into our calm body language and not kind of go along with their body language. So now, as we keep approaching and retreating and approaching and retreating, she dares to do more and more with the ball, to investigate more, and now she's actually kicking it with her feet. And I reward that by giving her some treats. This horse loves treats, so I just put it in there as a very strong incentive for her to try again. So this is another fun way you can work together with your horse to replace instinctual reactions with more useful response patterns. So that, for example, if your horse is outside on a trail and sees something scary, you can start using this approach and retreat method to kind of, instead of having a horse that just turns around and bolts, you can establish that whenever we see something scary, we will actually try to investigate and see that, and then give the horse the experience that, oh, it's not too bad actually, and kind of kick in this curiosity earlier. And that will help horses feel more relaxed, and it will help us be more safe. So I hope you found this useful, and if you decide to try this with your own horse, I would love to hear from you how it went.